Welcome to the 13th Annual Port Townsend Film Festival.
Thank you.
You bet. Leslie McManus. And this is a return for you.
Yes.
And so the film that you originally came here with?
It's
It's
a three-peat.
a three-peat. Oh, so you've had three films here.
This is our third year here.
Oh, third year.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, the films and up to the one you have now.
Our first film was a film called The Job, which was written and directed by my husband, Jonathan Browning, which I was also in and a producer on. It's, in a nutshell, it starts off with white-collar workers standing outside of an office, and mayhem ensues. For people who've seen it, they know that. So, and then I believe last year we had Walter and Eco Ninja, which were two very fun films. We were lucky. Walter starred Paul Dooley, a well-known character actor.
Wonderful
yes,
actor. Wonderful.
One of my idols from 16 Candles.
Yeah.
One of my favorite films.
Isn't he in Breaking Away too?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
yes,
brilliant.
he is.
Just great.
Yeah, he is, and
Yeah.
wonderful salt of the earth. He's of the old New York generation with like Bob Newhart, and
Right.
just a great time. So we were very fortunate to work with him. And then this year we have Clean, which just screened in the Reviewer's Choice. So we keep making films and submitting them here, hoping that they'll be in the festival because we love Port Townsend. So
Wonderful.
yeah, it's a great festival.
The name of the production company.
Screaming Frog.
Tell us about it.
My husband and I are from Chicago, and we were doing theater and improvisation in Chicago. And a big part of that culture is to do your shows, and they end at, midnight, and then you go to a bar, and everyone sits around, and they're drinking, and we always call it bar talk. And we were saying, hey, we want to start doing more stuff. Let's form a company, and we're bouncing names, and then someone's like, or maybe it was my husband, was like, Screaming Frog. And we're all like, yes. Yes, I like that. I like it a lot. So, yeah, it was just this strange, I don't even know where it was bar talk.
So improvisation in Chicago.
Yes.
What organizations did you work with?
I went through Second City Training Center in Chicago, Improv Olympic.
That's Del and Sharna.
Sharna, yes. And I actually was fortunate enough to have a class with Del Close while he was teaching. And here we did a little bit with UCB, not improvising. We did some of their shows that you submit sketches
Upright Citizens
to.
Brigade?
Yes.
Matt Besser?
Yeah, Matt Besser, Amy
Wonderful.
Kohler.
Yeah,
yes, that whole group. So.
Wow, so you're really a part of a huge comedy boom. That would have been in like the 80s and 90s?
Mid to late 90s, I guess. Yeah.
In Chicago. Now, how did that translate to scripted pieces and what you're doing now?
Well, improvisation is a really wonderful tool to create scripted material. And luckily, improvisation, for the most part, is also in very short segments. And you tell a story, you improvise a scenario within a few minutes. So I guess that's kind of where we were kind of building our comedy muscles, was in a short form, was doing it that way. I improvised for probably 15 years, I want to say, and then at some point we, started doing theater and stage shows, and that was where Jonathan first directed, was a stage show. And then we thought, we need to start doing films. It kind of seemed like a natural progression. And the first film that we ever did that scared the heck out of us was The Job, and it ended up being a great thing, and it went viral, and it's taken us all over the world. Literally. It's been nice. So. Clean.
Talk a little bit about Clean and the journey.
Clean, was my husband, for my birthday, and to save himself some grief, got me a cleaning lady for my birthday. And we have two dogs, too. So it was just, and I was working, it was just hard to keep the house nice. And but before she would come, it's kind of a natural thing where you you straighten up the house so they actually can clean. They can get to the counters and the cabinets or whatever. And then I found myself going a little bit further because I was like, well, I don't want her to think I'm a huge pig. And I'm like, pick that up, and it ended up that we were doing everything before she even showed up. And he's like, this is insane. And then every time we talked to someone, they were like, oh, yeah, that's what I do too. So it just sort of seemed like this universal idea. And hopefully no one is going to go see it. I just gave away everything. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah.
It shows tomorrow still.
Oh, what time is that?
3:15 and 3:30.
All right. And talk about the auditioning process, or how you put together your crew, your cast.
Well, we have done several films, and we tend to work with the same people.
Okay.
Because we know them, we like them, we trust them. So our director of photography, Jeff Reisner, has worked on several projects with us. He also did the editing. And the cleaning woman was our actual cleaning woman, so she didn't even have to audition. We just asked her, hey, did you want to do it? She's such a sweetheart. And she said yes, and we said, okay, well, we'll pay you. And, she came, and her family came, and her husband was there, and they were having craft services, and they were on the set. And we said, you're wrapped, you're done, thank you, and gave her money. And she was like, okay, when do I clean? And we were like, you don't, you're the princess for the day, go home. So
Your actor, not cleaning.
yeah, so basically we didn't really have a casting process. Stoney has worked with us on several projects as well, so he played my husband. And everyone else we kind of pull from our talent pool of Chicagoans and people we know.
So what's the reaction been so far?
So far, so good. Yeah. I mean, people really relate to it because I just think it's kind of this unspoken universal. You don't want to say that you're paying for somebody to do what you're kind of doing, yourself behind the scenes. So
it's almost like the same thing. I always, when people wash dishes and then put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they do. So you wear several hats. Mm-hmm. You act, and you're also a producer. Mm-hmm. You comfortable with one more than the other? Or?
I would prefer acting. That was my first love. Producing is hard. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of detail. It's a lot of stress. In some ways, it's hard to produce a film and be responsible for a lot of things and then be like, okay, now I'm going to go act. So once, we're a little more established, maybe we'll get to the point where I won't have to do that. But it also allows me to work with everybody and really make sure that everyone is getting the attention that they need and things go as smoothly as possible. So it allows you to realize that every part of a production is very important. Mm. There's nothing that can be let to the wayside.
Where does Screaming Frog ultimately, as a production company, want to go? You want to go into feature work, or?
I would love to. Jonathan is a really wonderful director, and so he would love to get his foot into directing, television or features. He still loves shorts. He loves that as a genre. But we're also doing some writing. I'm kind of working on a couple of feature-length scripts that if we can raise money once I finish them, maybe we'll do that, because I think it's a natural progression to move on to features. And, we've been lucky getting some recognition through the shorts from, Comedy Central at one point, Disney. We pitched ideas at various places. That's what LA is. It's all about the pitching.
Right.
And seeing who catches.
That almost seems like the next short, the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too
close to home.
Too close to home. So what's it like working with your husband?
It's really good. I mean, we've been together for about 16 years altogether, and so we know each other very well, and so I know where to pick up and where to leave things off for him to make it as smooth as possible for him. and to help keep things light, so we can, have fun with the projects, and he doesn't have to feel like he's burdening me by telling me something, because I already know it's already going on. So that's been good. I mean, we've been very lucky. And if he thinks of a story, we bounce ideas off each other all the time, and so that makes it nice too. So it's a collaboration.
So well, I didn't. No, I was.
No, I was making you think. That's okay.
No, but it wasn't about that. I was thinking what I was going to ask you next. Actually,
yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to see also how we're doing on our time. But
yes, once you shut up, I'll have something else.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Husband and wife on set. But I would imagine it would be difficult at times that you have to put the producer hat on, because it's a different type of creativity as opposed to being the actor. And then your husband is directing you, and then you're his as the producer. You have to oversee everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Craft services, even.
Yeah, craft services.
Yeah, once I'm cut, okay, let's order the pizza. So, yeah, it is. I usually, before the scenes that I would do, I would try and take some time for myself to kind of get out of that busy, harried mode and into a more relaxed state where I can, perform and do a good job. But it's nice to see. It's rewarding to see everything come together, and then to have those two roles in the production has been really. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of your next projects? I know that we talked a little bit about feature work, but are you going to be doing some more shorts? Or?
Hopefully, yeah. I have I'm writing some shorts I want to do and put as webisodes, all based on the same topic. And I have multiple scenarios for the same topic. So that is something that I am working on right now.
As an
actor.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be writing, and then I'll be in it. So I'll hand it off to the professionals to do the other stuff.
Any desire to direct at all? Because you seem to have a real clear vision yourself, I
do. I actually, if I'm not in several of the episodes that I want to do for the webisodes, then yes, I will be directing them. So I'll keep tight reins on that production creatively on both ends of the camera, I guess.
Great.
So yeah.
Where's Clean going to be shown next?
It has been in Oregon, and it recently showed in Seoul, Korea, and where is it next? It's been, going to New Mexico, I believe, and one other festival. But we have a feeling Clean is just kind of a fun romp, and we have a feeling that it's going to get picked up in more festivals. Is our hope.
Sure,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
DVD, where can we get a DVD?
Out of my bag.
Okay. Do you have a website, though?
We do, screamingfrog.com. And yeah, if you contact us, we like to supply people with our work, because, if people like it, we'd like for them to see it and have it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, you say you work with basically the same group of people over and over, an ensemble.
Yes.
Which almost like a theater company would do.
Yes, it is.
Was that your intention? Like a theater,
Yeah. It kind of, coming from Chicago is a very tight-knit theater community. And that's kind of where we learned it. And, it's hard to find people that you click with creatively. And have the same passions that you do. So yeah, you're right, it is, and I think that probably came from being in Chicago and just always working in theater companies with the people that we loved.
Sure.
So it helps keep the creative process light and free.
So if it works,
why fix it?
Yeah,
it is fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So you've been having a good time at the fest?
Yes, I love it here.
Yeah.
I love it here.
And are you going to ever have plans of filming here?
That would be wonderful. I was actually taking some pictures in the harbor area, and with the clouds and the ships and stuff, it looks very ghosty. So maybe I'll put that in the back of my head.
Do something spooky.
Yeah, maybe do a little spooky something or other.
Yeah.
I would love to film here. I really would.
Oh,
yeah.
great. Well,
yeah.
please come back and do that.
Yes.
And thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bet.
I
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.